What's good, y'all? It's Dan here. I'm coming back at you with like 3 more tips that I believe you can implement into your game to become a better player. I've been Grand Champ for about 9 seasons now, and these are 3 things that I hardly ever, if at all, see around the Rocket League community as ways to improve. First one being half flips. Half flips are the best way to recover in this game if you're out of position or if you're facing the wrong direction. I half flip using directional air roll. I'm not going to teach you how to half flip because you probably know. So the way that I do it is I use a air roll left or air roll right key. I do a 180-degree flip cancel, so I land on my nose, and as soon as that flip cancel is made, I air roll, and I'll always 10 times, 11 times out of 10, I will always land my half flip. The other way to half flip is by using the left stick itself, which is much more difficult, much more inefficient, and much slower in my opinion. This is how almost everyone learns how to half flip, and I have never done it this way, but almost everyone I have known or seen does it this way. And so I urge you to please stop because you will become a much better and faster player if you air roll or if you half flip with directional air roll. This removes the human error from the air roll or from the half flip due to you not having to rotate your car with the stick, but rather using a button. It's much easier to use a computer input to execute something than your own thumb. Tip number 2 that I'll give you is stop rotating back on zero boost. So if I'm in the attack and I have zero boost, I'm supposed to be supporting my teammate. If I rotate back, I leave him out to dry, but I also starve my third man because if my third plan is playing in the midfield and has to come back and play defense and I take his boost, what's he going to do, right? So that makes me have to hit the ball. So not only have I rotated back on zero boost, but I've also cut the rotation and either starved my teammate or double committed for him. So it kind of throws your whole team out of whack when you rotate back on zero boost because it makes much more sense to grab these pads around here and be on low boost supporting your teammate as a second man than it does to leave him out to dry by himself just to rotate back. Speaking of grabbing these pads, the third tip that I'll give you is always be wary of your boost management and where you are trying to get boost. And that means stop going out of your way to get these 100 boosts, but rather make a conscious effort to be in a better spot in the field while you pick up these pads. They're conveniently laid out so that way you can craft curvy and like creative ways to get boost. If you're rotating ball side and you realize you're rotating ball side and you need boost, you can cut across the field, grab this one here, spin, you're in net, you're in the box, you have 40 to 50 boosts, you can hit an aerial, you can get a clear, you can play offense. Rotating back from offense, you have these boosts that are conveniently designed in a curve. You speed flip through one, you speed flip through another. Next thing you know, you got 60 boosts, right? You're playing defense. You're in the play. You're more efficient. You're quicker. People take notice of this. When you have good boost management and you are always all over the place because your positioning is so good, people take notice of it and think you are much better than you actually are. This is why people say that positioning and game sense is more important than mechanics, because it is. Because if you are in a better spot with boost, 9 times out of 10 you will beat your opponent. And that is simply just because you're playing the game in a much more efficient and fast manner than your opponent, even if they can triple flip reset. Because what good is boost if you can't do anything with it? And so if you rotate back on zero boost just to get 100 boost, if you're out of the play, what are you going to do with that boost you just got? If you're, instead of making a good route to getting these pads, you go out of your way and grab a mid boost and you're on the wall, what good is that when you're dusted because you didn't rotate to net, but rather you rotated to 100 boost and now you can't hit the ball and get a clear, right? So these are 3 things that I have almost never been told, that I hardly ever see in tip videos or just talked about in the Rocket League community. And I think that anyone between the ranks of platinum and even the ranks above me, hell, you can probably implement these into your gameplay to become better because boost management is one of the most effective things in this game, and I believe half flipping to be the most important recovery mechanic. So, with that, I leave you with these 3 tips that I've given you that I believe many people to keep as their own little secrets because they just think it's common knowledge, but it's, well, certainly not. So, I hope these help you, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.